Ahoy! Today I briefly want to talk about something that I think will be important for the open beta for New World. When I first started playing the game, I wasn't aware that level scaling for PvP exists. I assumed that it worked like every other MMO and you would simply get beaten very easily by a high level player. Now if you're already watching me for New World, then you may be aware of this, but I think there's a large portion of players that doesn't know this, like even people who play the game and just don't look all that deeply into the mechanics behind it. And I think it's important to let as many people as possible know that this level scaling exists and that you can technically beat a very high level player as a low level player. Now if you dive deeper in it, you will even find out that you may have an advantage as a low level player against a high level player, even though some recent findings from the theory crafters on my Discord also indicate that that may not necessarily be the case because apparently level scaling is also different. But that's a more complex topic for another day. Today I want to focus more on the PvPing and the open beta in general. Since the beta is only 4 days, I don't think all that many people will try to rush to level 60. We'll see how many people actually make it there, or if any at all, but I think a lot of people will stay around the lower level range. And in that range, the difference between you and other players of slightly higher levels is very, very insignificant due to the applied level scaling. So a level 20 to level 30 player will not feel a major difference between them when it comes to combat. And it comes down a lot more to the weapon mastery that you have at that point than anything else. And coincidentally, one of the best ways to get more weapon mastery is PvP. So if you start flagging yourself for PvP very early, that also means you get more weapon XP very early, and then you may get a little bit of an advantage out of it. Now, I absolutely understand that for some people, New World is purely about vibing and chopping trees and all the power in the world to you guys. But I think that there are a lot of people who are interested in PvP as well, and who are a little bit hesitant to flag early because they don't have the experience and they don't really want to risk it at that point. And I would recommend specifically for these 4 days to just go all out with it. Because it's a great opportunity to be in an environment where nothing really matters, because you're probably, unless you're super no-lifing the game, not gonna make it to level 60 anyways, and the progress is wiped anyways. And I think it will be a very chaotic, fun time. So one of the most fun things I remember from my entire time in gaming was the open world PvP in World of Warcraft. This was in vanilla when the groundwork for PvP was basically not even laid yet. You didn't get anything out of it other than the fun of fighting other people, and people would go in massive hordes and fight everywhere, but the hotspots were so laggy and so crowded that you could hardly see what was going on. It was still so fun. And I think in the New World Open Beta we'll see a more refined version of that. We'll see large-scale combat, hopefully with less lag than back in the day in World of Warcraft, and you'll see a lot of people that are just out for blood. There's not that much of an established meta for the average player yet, or for the new players, so you'll not see that many meta abusers, and it's gonna be so much fun. I'm hoping there will be hordes of every faction roaming around and fighting each other, and if you end up getting zerked by a party, you can just shout for help and you'll have a bunch of people joining you and fighting on your side right away. Normally the magic of open world fighting goes away a little bit over time because there will be a more established meta. There may be other modes where people are drawn towards. For example, on level 60 we have Outpost Rush and we have more wars and everything going on, and all of that will push open world PvP at least a little bit more into the background. During this open beta that likely won't be an issue. Sure, there will be people that try to do coordinated stuff like wars as well, and maybe you can join, that will be fun. But overall, I think most of the action will be happening in the open world in the early level areas, and I think joining in on that fun will be very memorable. My biggest regret from the closed beta, leveling to level 60, was not flagging myself for PvP. It would have slowed me down a bit for sure, but it would have been a hell of a lot more fun, and rumor has it that there might be an XP increase to the PvP bonus anyways. If you're scared about not having enough practice, just hop into some duels in front of Windsword first and you get a good idea very quickly. But if you're among the people who just want to vibe and fish or mine rocks, then I have a suggestion for you. You can hop over on my Twitch channel, which will be linked down below as well, and follow me there, so that while you're fishing, you can watch me on your second screen and you can see some of the PvP action without having to participate yourself. If that wasn't my most big brain call to action ever, I don't know. With that, thank you guys very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell to get updated for other New World content. In the next days, we have a blocking guide with a special guest. We have a ton of weapon guides for the open beta, and we will maybe have the int and focus gem guide. I found a lot of inconsistency there, potential bugs and stuff, and I may have to verify some more things in the open beta, so no promises on that one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you for the next one soon. Duke Sloth, out.